Ayrton Senna was more than a driver. He was a presence, a phenomenon that transcended speed. When the car accelerated and the engine roared, it seemed like the whole world stopped to listen. But what few know is that, behind the helmet, there was a man full of faith, sensitivity, and silent gestures that almost no one knew about. Today, you will discover two rare facts about Ayrton Senna, which reveal not the idol, but the human being he truly was. On the eve of the fateful San Marino Grand Prix in 1994, Senna was different. The Williams engineers noticed. The physiotherapist observed it. Even the most playful mechanic in the pit was struck by Ayrton's distant gaze. He didn't talk much. He silently observed the Imola circuit, as if he had a premonition. That night at the hotel, he opened the diary that always accompanied him and wrote a simple but enigmatic sentence. "Everything I am is because of faith. If tomorrow is my last day, may I be at peace." No one knew, but those would be his last words while alive. On Saturday, the Austrian Roland Ratzenberger lost his life in a terrible accident during qualifying. Ayrton was shaken. He knelt at the scene, prayed, and remained motionless for minutes. Later, he confided to a friend, "Something about this race isn't right. There's a heavy energy here." On Sunday, before the start, he asked for an Austrian flag to be placed inside the car. He wanted to honor his colleague in case he won. He didn't cross the finish line, but that gesture showed the size of the soul that inhabited the fastest driver on earth. Ayrton had a rare spirituality. He believed that every race was a dialogue with God. When it rained, he would say it was as if the sky was washing the drivers' souls, and that's why he felt stronger, lighter, almost untouchable. Rain for him was a baptism. And perhaps that's why on wet tracks, Senna became something superhuman. But the second curiosity is even more revealing, and speaks of the man outside the tracks. Long before creating the Ayrton Senna Institute, he was already performing silent charitable acts. No cameras, no journalists, no speeches. In 1992, he visited a public school in Capão Redondo, in the south zone of São Paulo. He was greeted by children who looked at him with admiration, unable to believe that the TV hero was there for real in front of them. Senna talked, smiled, and asked what they dreamed of being when they grew up. In the end, he asked the principal for a list of what the school needed most. 2 months later, the school was completely renovated, received new books, computers, and toys. The donor was anonymous, but everyone knew who had done it. Senna's private driver, Milton Alves, said that the driver did this frequently. On Fridays, he would ask to be dropped off in humble areas of the city. He would say, "Today I am not the champion. I am a brother." He visited shelters, orphanages, bringing toys and hope. He didn't need anyone to know. Once a little girl asked, "Uncle Ayrton, why do you drive so fast?" And he replied with a smile, "Because when I race, I feel like I can take all of you with me." These stories were never in the headlines, but it is in them that the true Ayrton Senna resides. The man who saw racing as a spiritual mission. The human being who believed that talent is a divine gift and that using it to help others was the greatest duty of all. When you remember Senna, remember the driver, yes, but also the man who wrote about faith before sleeping and who went out secretly to help those who had nothing. Remember the serene look in Imola and the discreet smile in the humble schools of São Paulo. Because Ayrton Senna may have stopped in time in 1994, but his essence continues to race fast inside every person who believes that being great is above all being good. And perhaps that's why he was never just a champion. He was, and continues to be, a living example that true victory lies in leaving the world a little better than we found it. If this story touched you, subscribe to the channel and share. Because remembering Ayrton Senna is keeping alive the flame of a man who raced for faith, courage, and love.